It's time? Oh.
Welcome to Code Motion Developer Conference. It is now 11 a.m. and 32 minutes in Amsterdam.
Yeah, it's true.
Here are the next 10 activities.
What's coming on?
Mobile library development, stocked between a pod and a jar file this Tuesday at 12:30.
That sounds
Dial
exciting.
1 to receive more details by SMS, 2 for next activity, and 3 for previous activity. Got it. Moving forward to next activity. Now you can trust the browser this Tuesday at 12:30. Dial 1 to receive more details by SMS.
1. I want more
next
details.
Activity. Got it. Sending you more details by SMS.
Shoot, I received an
Moving to
SMS.
next activity.
Great. Then, what about this talk? This talk is about building IoT to human interactions. It's about how you can leverage phone communication, voice, messages, so that your apps can get more engaging for your users. We will try with DG, my colleague from Amsterdam. We'll try to drive you from zero to building awesome voice experience with a tool we have at Cisco called Tropo. And all the lessons you learned here will be reusable. There's a lot of lessons learned. And the script I was just playing is 100% JavaScript code that everybody can write in this area, and it can also be written in other languages. We will teach you how to do that. It's our goal for the next 40 minutes. About myself, my name is Stève. I'm French. Je parle aussi très bien français. Franchement, c'est pas mal le français. But today I'll go with, I don't speak any Dutch, even if my grandfather was living in Hoofddorp. That may sound familiar to some of you. I was ice skating in Windows, but I don't remember any Dutch. I work a lot with Cisco Spark. We'll have a session in an hour from now, and Tropo, those are Cisco APIs. And there are REST APIs, very easy to use. I do a lot of Node.js. It's been a year and a half, but before that, I was more a C#, Java, and Golang. I love Golang. And I move around Europe. I do conferences. I play with code. I engage with you. Then I will be happy to have your feedbacks. We have some Tropo labs and Spark labs running, and we can talk to you for the day. You can join for 50 minutes, and we can help you there. And Dirk, do you want to speak a bit about yourself? Yeah, they can hear you. Can they?
Can you hear? Now somebody is running to the microphone switch.
Yeah, we're good.
You're good? Okay, great. So my name is Dirk Jan Uitenboogaert. Or for people outside the Netherlands, feel free to call me DJ. Please do. I'm in the European digital transformation team focusing on collaboration, focusing on Spark, focusing on APIs, integrations, and monetization of that. And I love Spark APIs, because it's the first time like in Cisco's history that the documentation is fantastic, the experience is great, instead of having the worst documentation in the world. I love Node.js, Python, Django, and as you can see, I made it a little smaller. Visual Basic, Python, Visual Basic, Pascal, and assembly. That's what I've been doing like in my previous life. I love home automation, and in the next session that starts at 12:30, I believe, I will show you an example of that.
We can follow you on Twitter.
Absolutely.
And hopefully you'll tell us more about Tropo in a few minutes.
Wonderful, thank you.
Then one answer menu today, taking you to build those awesome voice assistants and sending SMS from JavaScript, Python, and other codes. Then, why would you do that? Why would you use phone communications? I think there's a bunch of scenarios. And first, everybody's got a phone, whatever the country you are in. Okay, it has voice and SMS by default. Okay, this is a facility you can find everywhere. Then if you want to reach any person, just take the phone area. And whatever the connectivity generally, you can always answer the phone, even if you have no Wi-Fi or something. Then it's also an alternate mean of communication. No Wi-Fi, no 4G, no 5G. You just don't have to rely on anything but the mobile network. Second thing is, well, we're getting buried under notifications. I wake up in the morning, I have 50 of them. I just swipe them up and I don't care about them. But my SMS, I always look at them because they are more meaningful. I receive less of them because you need to pay for this extra feature, I guess. This is the main area, and there's also some regulation for SMS. You can't get it that easily and spam people. Then that's the reason why you'll always be sure to reach your customers. And it can be to notify, but also to alert, and then you can escalate. What about calling someone if something is going bad at your house? Just want to create a phone call and to have a synthetic voice calling. Then that's what we'll see in a few minutes, but that's really the scenario you want to engage interactions. And if you think of it, we've got a lot of IoT devices now in our area, like your toilets, Doc, and we'll show you more of us. And they are also automated. I know everything is automated in your house. But your devices, they don't speak to you. You have to watch an interface and all that. Then the interaction, we have got more this internet of everything, and we need to find a way to communicate with users. And we think that phone communication is great for that. So last point is phone communication scale, because you can automate. And I used to work in the education industry. I had 2.8 million users on my app. It was students and parents. As soon as you work in education, it's awesome numbers. What happens when there's a strike in the morning and the public transportation doesn't come? How do you reach to the people to tell them their kids is going to stay outside? There's no way you can do that. You need to automate and to make sure in minutes you send thousands, millions of calls everywhere on the planet. Okay? Then it's a safety issue. Then we need phone communications. How do we do that? Good, with developers. Yeah, let's try with a live audience, and we'll do a small start. Just let me, before you dial this number, I will need to set up the script, and we will use this live coding script I created. Live voting, okay. Did I put any numbers? Yeah, my IDs are there, perfect. Then I can save that. I will push that script live. And as soon as it's live, did I press the right keys? Yeah, okay. Then now we should be able to dial that number and to listen to the guy speaking there. Yep. Yeah, I think it should be on my side. Yeah, 0150. I found it. Okay. Let's hear what the guy says. Does it work for you? It works for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay. Trying again. I'm reaching to the same number, but in French. Okay, I'm going to the French channel.
Welcome to our awesome developer conference. If you already attended a Code Motion, press 1. If it's your first time here, press 2.
Oh, I did Rome and
Congrats.
Milan.
We are
this
so
year?
lucky to count you in again this year.
Then
Thanks for your vote, and see you next year.
Let's have our votes here. Look at that. We've got 2. Oh, I remove myself. This is me here. You got a piece of my number. I remove myself. Then, okay, a lot of first-time people coming to CodeMotion Amsterdam. Now think of this simple example. I didn't know you a few minutes ago. How can we connect together? How can we continue the conversation after this conference? it's hard to connect to people. You have to ask their email, their visit card. Here, it's just a number. People call, and you connect with them. You connect with the audience. You can send SMS back. They can give you their email via SMS. You can have a live voting session with people you've never met. That's the kind of tool I really love to engage with audience. Now, what is Tropo? Tropo is a technology I use behind the scene. It's phone communications, APIs in the cloud. Then you don't need to install anything on your machine. How does that work? The Cisco people, they took the standard languages, Python, JavaScript, PHP, Ruby, Groovy, okay? There should be a language for one of everybody in this assistance. They picked those languages and they added some phone communication instructions to ask, to reject, everything that is really related. Then you code your JavaScript the same way you do JavaScript today. That's what we will do here. And you add those extra instructions. And then how does that work? Then one line of code. Who gets what that does? That, OK, let's try it. Let's try that. OK, I'll create a new file, starting here, saying live.js. Say, hello, code, motion. OK? Now I'll call. Same number you had before. It takes more time to unlock my keyboard than anything else. And now I'm calling the stuff.
Hello, CodeMotion.
What did we just do? Text-to-speech. Easy job. OK? Remember this? Oh, let's see another one. What if you don't like synthetic voice? You want to take your own voice or to play a song? I had a wonderful experience at an hackathon where we had divided the room into two places. Everybody there was phoning a number, was pressing 1. The other part of the room was pressing 2. And we would play the same song, but different parts of it. On the left, then it would stop, and then on the right of the room. And all people together with their phone there. That can be something funny you can build. Okay, you just play an MP3 file and it plays on your machine. What if you want to ask a question to a participant? That's what I did just before. We have added the ask instruction. Then when you ask, you get the value back. Let me show you the script I was using earlier to do the live voting. Then that this is the real part of the script is here. Let's show that. Then we'll have a vote, we'll have a loop, and until we have not voted, and we'll ask A, and we'll ask for choices, 1, 2, or 3. And we'll say it's only DTMF, it's dial tone only, with a timeout. When you do that, in the result variable, you get the answer. Result.value equals 1. Then result value equals 2. And then you say the answer. Easy job? Can we all make it? If I give you the example, we copy-paste and you tweak it. This is what the team did it. I didn't write this Dutch stuff. And now this sentence, it doesn't mean anything anymore to me. I don't understand. I hope they didn't write something crazy. Did you? OK. OK, now let's call it. And let's hear it at work. Oh, maybe I will have a say. Welcome. In the first place. Welcome, Bijons.
Welkom bij onze geweldige developer-conferentie. Ben je hier elk jaar? Kies 1. Is dit je eerste keer? Kies 2.
Now I have added a 3 Easter egg.
Wat? Vind je mijn stem niet prettig?
En nu, is dit beter? Ben je hier elk jaar? Kies 1. Is dit je eerste keer? Kies 2.
OK then. what is it here? I'm playing the speech, and whenever I play, I add the current voice, and I just change the current voice to a female voice. We've got 80 voices for all languages, and you could take a Google Translate, you send your script to Google Translate for a language, you ask participants which is the language you want, and you pick what you want, a voice or a female, and you just go for your favorite voice. And it's as easy as these pieces of code. Okay, now let's continue. What if you need to record? We often see those moments where you say, hey, this code is going to be recorded. This is because of regulation. Then you just add the record command. And you're pushing your script to whatever format you want, MP3, WAV, and you push it to a UAE. And we can even push it to Amazon for long-term storage, okay, for very low cost. We don't do any business with those files. It's your files. We push them to your data centers. Okay, then we did the live vote in English, in French, and then this was the first part. Second part of it, you'll say, hey, that's nice, but I would also like my code to send notifications. It's what we call outbound calls. You're calling the entire world. Then let's do that. Call a number, and you say something. You want to change the voice? You ask for Claire to help you. Okay, she had a wonderful voice. And what if you want to send an SMS? It's not that different. You just send a network. Network by default is voice. You turn to SMS. Then just this extra line of parameters, and you're sending SMS now with the same technology. Okay, this is the way I did it. When you were pressing at the first demo, you were hearing the sessions, you press 1, and then I was sending back an SMS on my machine with all the info of the current session. Okay? And then how do you start with Tropo? Oh, just before that, yeah, just to see you and to experiment what it is. And I created this very small script. This is a script I gave to my wife. Okay. There's a big problem at home. I've got 2 girls, and I keep coding, and I'm supposed to pick them. Okay. And every day she was calling me. And then I created a bot for her now that says at the right time, now it's time to pick the kids. And you just, oh, you need something here? It's sometimes I'm home and sometimes I'm not home. Then we need to call different numbers. Then I would need my script to take a parameter. Tropo support that. You'll add the two number tag. And then when you create an application, you can specify when you invoke your script. Then here I do a get. Let me show you. I do a get on Tropo API with this application number. And the 2 number will be a parameter. And this is my, OK, now everybody's got my phone number. OK, happy you guys. Don't ring me at night. Or except if you create a voice machine that calls me at night and wishes me happy birthday or something crazy. Yeah, I would love that, I think. And then, yeah, I just change that number, and I would just send. For the script to execute, I just need to publish it. OK, I'm waiting for the script to be published. And then I just send that order. And I should get called. Ringing.
Hey, Steve, it's time to pick the girls.
OK, I accept that. I'll go there. I could answer. Oh, yeah, I could answer and say 1. And she receives an SMS. Yeah, Steve is going to get the kids. And when I get them, she's controlling my life. OK, you know what it is? OK, who has kids here? OK, then you understand my life. OK, you're in the same boat. Being a developer is OK, but being a father and a developer, yeah, it makes the thing even more tricky. And then, how do you start? How do you run that stuff? You go to Tropo, you create your application, you pick a local number, and then you push your script there. And that's it. And then this is a sign-up interface. We have very good labs. In 15 minutes, you'll be set up. And the technology is globally available. It scales. Your scripts, they run in the cloud. Then, by default, we can run up to 200 sessions simultaneously. If you need to have more than 200 sessions, you should tell the Tropo support, hey, I need a bigger instance because I will need to make a lot of phone calls simultaneously. And why are we speaking about this awesome technology here? Because it's free for developers for testing. Then when you will want to try that technology, say, hey, does it fit my enterprise business process, or can I use it in my association? And then, yeah, you just create an account. There's no credits limit. You just use it for free when you develop and when you try your stuff around. When you want to go to production, you certainly want to pay. And the price is a few cents per call. It depends on the country. And each country has got a different regulation. In Europe, it's 8 times more expensive than US. Then, yeah, telecommunications cost a lot in Europe still. Yeah, it's still the case. And you can send SMS and call all over the world. Would depend on where you're standing. The script will be online. And now I have some time left. Then I want to give you some lessons learned on our way. I've been practicing with this technology at hackathons and with various developers all over the world for a year now. And yeah, I have some lessons learned, and it translates to all serverless technology. Then I don't know if some of you are experienced with Amazon Lambda or Google Functions. Those are what I call serverless functions. They run in the cloud. It's just a piece of code. You push it there, and the cloud will take care of your code and will run it for you. Okay, you don't have to pay attention to any of the underlying infrastructure. They scale it for you. They run it for you. Okay, it's a bit different of a PaaS. A PaaS, generally, you host your code there, but there's more configuration to do on so that you can accommodate with your PaaS. And you also, with the PaaS, you also have to define the load balancing part, the health check, and all that. Serverless is really this idea of creating a script, pushing it somewhere, and say, OK, I don't want to bother anymore with that script. I know it's running, and somebody's taking care of it. And the paying, the way you pay for those functions generally is per call. Okay, when you're on Amazon Lambda, it's 1 million calls for free. Google Functions, it's 2 million calls for free. Okay, and then I love serverless. I've been doing it, and for JavaScript, it works great. As we have a large JavaScript community, those vendors, they try to help us a lot, and we did the same thing with Tropo. But the difficulty is where you start debugging, because it's not executing anymore on your local machine. Then you're having something remotely, and you just say, oh, it doesn't work, I have to debug, and I can't put a breakpoint, and I've got to dig into the logs, fetch them, scroll through. Wow, that's an awful experience. Then, what we usually do is we create local emulators, because it helps replicate what's going on in the remote environments. Then that's what we've done for a lot of Google Functions and AWS Lambda. And that's a project we started recently with a few evangelists called the local Tropo emulator. Then this is a tool I was using here. The project is called Tropo Ready VS Code. It's VS Code is Visual Studio Code. It's a free tool. It runs on all machines. And we created a quick integration so that everything you code here, you'll be able to put a breakpoint in there and to start debugging. Let's play with it and see what the experience can be. Then I will take back my live voting experience. I will just put a breakpoint there now and say I want to run it. Then I start my script. See here, it stops. Then I go to the next instruction and says, hey, and it simulates. Tropo is going to say, welcome to awesome conference. Okay, what's going on next? There's a loop. I am a debugging session. Then I can see my variables. And then I will ask, this is a Tropo function we are emulating. And now in result, see here, I have all my values. It has made a choice. And by default, it has a value 1. This is the default choice I made. I simulate. I always take the first choice to make it simple. We could enhance it and say, yeah, by default, you will be able to choose 1 or to put it as a parameter of the script. Okay? And then, yeah, you go through choice 1. Yeah, what is the result value? Then here, I was doing chat ops. Then now I've just been running that and say, right now it's 11:15, and I've been running it from my local machine now, not anymore on Tropo Cloud platform, like that was the case 15 minutes ago. Then, yeah, if you like Tropo, I strongly encourage you to download the Tropo emulator because it will make this experience pretty easy, and you'll have the debugging experience, and you'll be also able to have the code being dynamically loaded. Let's show you that. Yeah, I should be able to do that. There, here. Instead of, on Tropo production servers, you put your scripts on Tropo servers because they will be replicated all over the world, and Tropo will replicate that environment for you. But when you're coding, you want the latest version of always being picked for your local machine. Then how would the cloud environment go to your local machine to pick the latest version of the script? Yeah. What we did here, we used ngrok. It creates a proxy to the internet with a public exposed endpoint. And then we added a local reverse proxy called Caddy. It's a reverse proxy in Go. It's very programmable with an API. All those, Caddy is open source code. It's really a great technology. And then we asked it to serve the local script we have on our local machine. And the trick is done. When I hit Control-Shift-B, I push to the tunnel the latest version of the current script. This is what happened. And I asked the Tropo application I'm running here. I'll need to log in again. Then this is a Tropo website. You create your account. Again, it's free for developers. And the script I am using was the Netherlands scripting pool. And there you go and see it here. This is my local machine. I use HTTPS to go to my local instance on my live instance. Okay. I could pick that file and show it there. And so if I come back here, and I go back to my kids. Where are my kids? Pick the kids, where pick the kids? Yeah, watch the kids. Let's publish it one more time. Then it's copying. And as soon as it will be copied, yeah, now I've got the latest version being accessible from the internet. Okay. This tool ngrok, you will use and reuse it in a lot of different scenarios. Okay, because you always want to have a quick way to take your code and to experience it live on the internet. Okay, then that's a pretty handy tool for web API and web application developers. And that's what our main takeaway here. Oh, a best practice is to do chat ops. That's what I did. I remember when we used those tools, I create channels so that I push my logs in real time to backend files. Then here I was pushing to a Cisco Spark space. It's a messaging framework, and we will show you afterwards. It has a free version. It does video and awesome stuff, and this is the next talk. But here, what I was doing in real time, I was pushing my info so that all the people in this group, it's DG, Jan, they can see the real-time activity. But I also like to create very detailed info. Then this one was one session, and this is everything the speaker did. That was me calling, and I pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Again, I don't have to go to a remote instance, see what's going on, and publish any dashboard to my marketing teams. I just add this extra line, debug, in my information. I push those logs in real time, and I know what's the activity of my apps. Then that's definitely one thing we wanted to share with you. It's a great way to get instant feedback about the way your application behaves in production. And it can be fine-grained, as I showed. Then, to close it up, SMS. What are the other lessons learned? There can be delays with SMS. See here, it was very quick. I just sent it, and seconds after, I received it. But sometimes it can be a day. And it could be 10 minutes, OK? There's no engagement from your service provider to deliver. It has been delivered to the network. And at the moment, it will reach your end-user device. Then don't rely too much on SMS for something you really want to have an equipment or send several. And if you don't have, just escalate and make a phone call, because this happens in real time. And you make sure that the person on the phone says, yes, I'm picking up the kids, dear. One, I've got them. Regulation. SMS is very regulated in Europe, OK? In some countries, it's just salvage. You just pick a number, and you can spam in the entire world with it. Europe is very regulated. You need to have generally, you need to have a proof of address so that we know who you are. In France, SMS don't get delivered during weekends, generally, except if you've got an official number that costs more money because they know you and they know you're not going to spy the entire world. Okay, then we're protecting the individual. And for SMS, you can't tweak the caller ID. The number you're seeing from an SMS, worldwide, it can't be changed by service providers. Calling a phone, you can change it. You can change the caller ID of a phone call. Okay. And we provide the functionality at Tropo, because it's just available. Okay. Then I could make someone call DG, and it wouldn't be me, but another person, and I would simulate it's your wife calling, and I would just hurl at you because you're late to pick the kids. That's something I can do with phones, but not with SMS. We don't provide, at Tropo, we don't provide SMS numbers for all countries. And you have to go to Belgium, Germany, Ireland, Spain, UK. Of course, if you've got a lot of volumes, we handle millions of SMS regularly. You just can ask, and we'll be very happy to open SMS-enabled numbers in your country. Phone calls also requires a proof of identity in Netherlands. It's easy. You just go, you create your account on tropo.com, and then you say, hey, I would like a local number. And they say, OK, what's your address? And you have to accept to give your address. And once you've, oh, the sound has changed. It's better. Once it changes the experience. I like it. Once you've given your address, what happens is that you just get your number on your application, and you'll be able to create local phone calls. For the labs, and for this day, we've reserved a large set of numbers. Then you're able to go to the labs, and we will give you local phone numbers for the day. We have prepared that for you. Then, get and dons. We've got 15 minutes labs, and the laptops are pre-set up. You just create your account, you run through a script, and you push your first script there, and then you can ask for more information. And in an hour from now, we'll have another session. And maybe DG wanted to add some more information if you want. Anyway, whatever you want to add. If you need to connect to any local representative that is technical, that has some development skills, DG is really the guy. I would like you, DG, to explain. I know you did some kind of awesome hacks with Tropo that is connecting to various places. If you could give a few examples, and then we'll just take questions from the assistants.
Yeah, so I think you can hear me now.
Well, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I've done some weird things with Tropo, and I did them, not being a real developer, because I'm not a real developer like you guys. I was at my dentist, And I was saying, can't you notify me like an hour in advance and a day in advance that I have an appointment? And I said, well, if you use Tropo, you can create a URL and you add the phone number and you add the text. And he gave that to his IT guy. So now when I have a dentist appointment, I get a notification a day ahead and 1 hour before my appointment starts. It's fantastic. So then I'm talking to him and he says, this is wonderful. I mean, customers are really happy. And I was thinking, so why do you care? Because if I don't show up, you'll bill me anyway. But apparently, even dentists have to deal with stuff like customer satisfaction. So that's really cool. We also have some other examples on emergency scenarios, combining Tropo with WebEx and Spark. Can you imagine? Emergency, you press a button. 5 people, the Tropo script creates a WebEx meeting. And it gets back the meeting number. It calls 5 people and it tells these people, you've got an emergency, would you like to join? People say yes. And when they say yes, they are transferred to the WebEx voice dial-in number and a meeting ID is entered for them. So you get a call, you say yes, and you're in the meeting. That's fantastic. It can't get any easier. Plus, I did it with my programming skills. So can you imagine what you guys can do being a lot better at this topic? And this was 2 pages of code, really wonderful.
Yeah, we also had this experience at Cisco. Once a year, they want to check that in case there's some kind of terrorism attack or a big, I don't know what, an earthquake or something going on in the world, they need to check if everybody's safe. And I think we are 60,000 internals plus all other people. It's double. You would double that. There's 120,000 people you need to contact to make sure everybody's safe. How do you do that? Then they did it in real time. And that was fun because they said, hey, on that day, at that time, we will reach you. It's an exercise, and we will reach you via email, via phone calls, via SMS, all at the same time. And please answer, because we are doing this test to see if we can reach everybody. And I was doing a conference at that moment, and I totally forgot it. And you remember it. I see you smiling. And then I was there and said, oh, my phone is ringing. And I was, everything was ringing, and I had SMS. What's going on? I said, oh, and it called, and they said, hey, are you Steve Sfartz? Is it you? Are you safe? Then, yes, it's me first. I said, yes. And then, are you safe? Yes. OK, thank you for helping. Bye-bye. Impressive. That was awesome experience. I loved it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Then, thank you very much. We're taking questions now. And let us know about the awesome ideas you're going to have and build this tricky hacks you can do. There's one I like very much. I would like us to do it. It's a live coding experience, and if we can find some person that are asking some questions at the same time, I'm looking for the example. It's speak my GitHub stars, because I've got GitHub projects, and let me see. Yeah, let's try to publish this project, and we'll call the number again we did earlier. Okay. And this should speak live the number of stars I have on GitHub on this Tropo Ready project.
Welcome to GitHub Stars. Asking GitHub. Congrats, your project counts 20 stars.
Okay. Can some of you type Tropo Ready and vote for my project? Okay, I can play with it. I can do that. I will. Oh, it was started. Yeah, let's start it now. And let's code it again. And see what happens. Then, yeah, you can imagine whatever experience you like, and in real time you'll have the latest.
Welcome to GitHub Stars.
It just refreshed
Asking GitHub.
to 21.
Congrats, your project counts 21 stars.
Isn't that fun?
Bye-bye.
I did another version of it. You would text the same number with the name of your project and your account on GitHub, and it would give you the number of your stars. Yeah,
That's cool.
that's fun. OK, questions? I don't see any. OK, then. If you don't have any more questions, we'll just enjoy your day. It's a great conference, CodeMotion. We're happy to see you, and you can stay for the next session if you like it.
So next session starts in about
15 minutes, 20 minutes.
And obviously we'll be at the greenhouse right around the corner if there's anything you would like to see or hear or talk about. Thank you.
And please remember to vote the session.